So here we are, first oil change on my 2026 Ram 1500 Warlock. I've had the truck and driven it about 1,600 miles now, and it is ready for a first oil change. And to be honest, I wanted to do this even sooner. I was targeting the 1,000-mile area, but I went on a road trip at around 700 miles, and when I got back, I was already at 1,300, and then, been driving the truck, and I just haven't had a chance to really do an oil change until today. But that's fine because we're at 1,600 miles, and that is still a heck of a lot better than 10,000 miles, which is what Stellantis recommends on this engine for the first oil change. And we're seeing that with many other manufacturers recommending 10,000 mile interval oil changes, which is absolutely absurd. If it were me, I'd be targeting your first oil change at no more than 3,000 miles. I think the sooner you do it, the better. Get those early break-in metals out. And you can also assess where the oil is at. And if there is any health issues with the engine, you're going to know even sooner. We have a couple things here. I have Ultra Platinum full synthetic oil from Pennzoil. I have OW20. I'm going to get into that in a second. And then I also have a new oil filter, which I recommend changing every time. This is from Wix. It is part number WL10255. You can use the Mopar filter, obviously, it's from Mopar. The only thing on that filter versus this is the Mopar filter, the micron count is a little bit higher, but on the Wix filter, the sidewall is tougher, it's more rigid. And so for me, where I'm changing my oil frequently, the microns, I don't care about as much, but a tough sidewall that's not gonna puncture when I remove it, I care about a little bit more. Let's talk about the viscosity of the oil. Now, if you go on the forums, you're gonna see tons of people talking about this, right? They're going to be asking, well, should I run OW30? Should I run a 40? Should I run a 5-weight? This is my first American truck. This is my first Hurricane motor. I have not done enough research to give a solid opinion on this yet, so I'm going to refrain from doing that. But here's what I will say. I do agree that OW20, I don't think is enough viscosity on this engine. Now, we all know why manufacturers are doing that, right? They're doing it for reasons related to the EPA. So the question is, does this engine, is it going to run and perform well long-term on a 20 viscosity? It could, and the manufacturer is going to tell you yes, but let's compare that to the high output motor, which is recommended at OW40. Now that engine, the high output engine, has a few differences from the standard output, right? You have forged pistons, you have slightly larger turbos that are running at about 4 PSI more, you have different engine tuning, but other than that, the engines are pretty much identical. And the clearances are the same on the standard output versus the high output. That's at least my understanding of my initial research shows that. And so I would be inclined to think that running OW40 on the standard output motor is fine. And if you're in a winter climate, maybe you say, well, I'm gonna run 5W40. Because as you probably all know, W stands for winter. That initial number is how thick the engine oil is in colder climates, and then once the engine gets up to operating temperature, that's the second number, and that's the actual weight and viscosity of the oil. And so I'll probably end up landing somewhere in the OW30 or OW40 area, I would imagine. Don't count on that yet. Like I said, I'm still doing research, right? But what I do know is I don't think I want to run OW20 for long term. It's just my opinion. Other people are going to say, I don't want to mess with my warranty. I don't want to mess with anything. I don't want to overthink what the manufacturer is saying or try to, reinvent the wheel. I'm just going to run OW20 until I trade in the truck. That's fine. I don't care. Totally fine by me. It's just some of us are going to take it to that next level and overthink everything, and I'm one of those people, unfortunately. Let's actually get to the oil change procedure. I'm going to show you from start to finish how this looks. It's pretty easy. Ram underneath. They give you everything right there. No removal of skid plates. They give you an oil drain plug and a filter that are very accessible. And then I'll show you how to reset the actual oil life gauge in the truck. No dipstick on this engine, as you guys may already know. But let's get to the oil change. First thing I like to do is just loosen the oil cap, right? And this is going to help draining, allow air to get in, and you're not going to have that gulping effect when the oil comes out. The other thing is I like to do the oil change on a warm engine, not hot and not cold. That'll help the oil flow out quicker and easier. We're actually at the back of the engine. That's where our oil filter is and our drain plug right there. You can see that's where we are in relation to the tire and the axle. We have our sway bar up here. We have our cross member here. We have a skid plate The nice thing is that both the oil filter and the drain plug are right next to each other, which is fantastic. And then also it would appear that both clear the cross member. So there's going to be no removal of any of this lower architecture. We should be able to work, and we have plenty of room. I mean, there's plenty of room to do this fairly easily. And the other nice thing is that you do not have to jack up the truck. You can get under here, no problem. So I'm going to set up my phone on the stand, and I'm going to loosen the drain plug, which is a 13 millimeter, and then we'll get to the filter after that. A couple more recommendations that come to mind. I have this drain tub, which I highly recommend, because when the oil goes in, I then take it and I drain it into my 5-gallon bucket, and then I bring it to my local recycling center, which takes 5 gallons a month for free. The second thing I like to do also is take your new oil filter and just loosely line it up to the old one and make sure they look about the same. It's just cheap insurance. I mean, I know if you've done your research, it should be correct and blah, 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 but you never know. Quick thing you can get in the habit of doing. And then my last recommendation is on your drain plug, do not use an impact. Do not use an adjustable wrench. Get a proper socket. This is a 1/2-inch drive with a 13 millimeter, and only use your hands. Do not put anything electronic to the drain plug. You will thank me later. There we go. Yeah, Stellantis, they put this thing on crazy tight. It'll leak out a little bit, that's fine. Let it do its thing. I like to kind of hold it there and let it drip down the edges. And the good thing is we're still clearing this cross member. And then dump the rest. First, Stellantis, they put this oil filter on crazy tight from the factory. Now, I don't have a cup socket, unfortunately, but I was using an adjustable wrench on the filter, and you can see I didn't really puncture it too bad, but it was on really tight. Second thing I like to do is take the drain plug and just inspect the O-ring, and the O-ring looks fine to me. Let's get the edges lubed up just like that. We're going to torque this down to 18 pound-feet of torque. All right, that's our 20 right there. My filter. Yeah, that's good. That's not going anywhere. If you guys can see on my thumb, but I do have metal shavings, which is normal. I'm just looking at what was left at the top here. That's normal on your first change, and that's why we want to get that oil out. All right, and now I've measured out 2.5 quarts back into the old jug, and going to get that in. We get the truck started up. Vehicle info, so we have oil life, right? Which oil life, they're just basically taking a percentage out of 10,000, and that's your oil life. So I'm going to, on the steering wheel, I'm going to hold OK. There you have it. We're at 100%. Now let's go over to oil temperature, and you can see we're at 158 degrees. I'm going to wait until we get it right around maybe 170, 180. Then I'm going to check the oil life, and as long as we're full, we're good to go. All right, our oil temp is 180 and remeasured oil level. Now, one thing to note is that this diagram here is the acceptable range. So when it's on minimum, that doesn't mean there's no oil left. What that means is that it's at the minimum amount that's acceptable, and anything below that will become now you're low on oil. So where we're at is plenty fine. Actually, that's perfect. If you ask me, we're right at the top end of the acceptable range before you're going into the red zone. And there you have it. That's an oil change on the Hurricane motor. Plain and simple. Everything's easy to get to. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.